Hi everyone, my name is Kai, and this is a podcast where I talk about pretty much whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Just a preface, per usual, I'm not a mental health professional, I'm just a 21-year-old that struggled with mental health pretty much my whole life, and I'm just here to share my personal experiences with these topics. So, lately, I've been fighting my feelings a lot and trying to avoid any uncomfortable feeling. I feel like a lot of us do that because obviously we don't want to be uncomfortable, especially within our own mind, because we're always there. Like, at least I am. Like, I am always in my head. And it's not the best feeling when all that's going on in your head is like the negatives and overthinking and just an overwhelming sense of chaos. And that's it has felt like in my mind the past few weeks. And I'm feeling very burnt out. I had a therapy session earlier and we talked about this, and I've just been trying to avoid the fact that I have a lot going on right now. Like, there's just so much going on, and it's like going so fast, and I feel like I can't keep up, and then I feel like I'm doing a shitty job at my job, and I know I'm not. Like, I'm trying my best, and I know that I'm still learning with this new role and everything. I just feel like I keep on fucking it up, and that's not the greatest feeling because I take pride in what I do. Like, I really enjoy my job, and I'd like to think that I'm good at it and people respect me at my job, and I just feel like the past few weeks I have not been performing the way I want to, and I'm probably just overthinking the fuck out of it, but I've been trying to work on validating my feelings because a lot of the time when I'm feeling upset or any feeling that isn't content or happy, I tell myself that it's stupid. And it's like, why are you upset about this? But instead, I should be like reframing that question as the same question, why are you upset about this? But let's figure out why. Like, let's not just ask this question and then say, oh, you're stupid for feeling that way. Or, oh, this is irrelevant at this point. Something my therapist said today that really, like, wow, put it into perspective. She said, burn the timeline down. I tend to invalidate my feelings because I'll say something like, oh, it happened such and such months ago. I shouldn't be affected by it anymore. The should and shouldn't statements, again, it fucks with your head. The timeline doesn't matter. Like, yes, this shit happened 6 months ago, but it still affects me. The fact that it happened 6 months ago doesn't make it any less shitty than it was in the moment. It doesn't affect me nearly as much as it did, but it still affects me. Time heals all wounds, but wounds leave scars. Like, if I think about it too hard, it's gonna hurt still, and that's okay. And I've I'm trying to validate those feelings. Like, it's okay to be upset about this. Let's figure out why you're upset about it and let's work on it. Let's do the work. Like, let's do the work. And so I'm just trying to destroy the timeline completely. Like, there's shit like that happened years ago that I still sometimes think about, and I'm like, wow, why am I getting so worked up about it? But I only get worked up about it when I think about it too deeply. And it's not to say that you gotta avoid thinking about those things, but things that are no longer relevant, I don't have to sulk over anymore. And took me a long time to realize that because I thought that every bad thing that I have done, I have to just sulk over it forever, and I'm never going to forgive myself, which is not fair to yourself at all because, again, we live in our own minds, and when you're constantly blaming yourself and feeling guilty and feeling like shit about yourself, it's not fun to be in your own head. And that's when you just want to avoid those emotions and fight those feelings, which is what I've been doing. I've been fighting away my feelings and trying to avoid that I have a lot going on. And just, I have been so burnt out. And I wasn't allowing myself to accept that or acknowledge that I am having a hard time because I, for so long, have been trying to put up the front that I'm doing okay all the time. And it's not that I'm not doing okay some of the time. Sometimes I'm great, but other times I'm not. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to have bad days, and it's okay to have bad weeks. It's okay to have bad periods of time. But knowing that I will get better is what keeps me going. And I've just, yeah, I need to validate my own feelings, because what I do a lot of the time is invalidate my feelings and make myself feel like shit about things that I cannot control, like my feelings. But the thing that I can control is what I do with those feelings. And I know I've emphasized that point a lot on this podcast, but your behavior about it changes everything. And the root of this, of course, going back to my childhood, the root of this is that when I was a kid, there was always constant chaos in my house, and I felt as though I couldn't add on to that chaos by having emotions. And so I would push things down. And if you knew me as a kid, you knew that I would constantly have temper tantrums, like all the time. And that started when I was really little, probably like 2 years old. But it's just because I bottle everything up and I keep it inside until it literally cannot stay inside anymore and I explode. Because when I was a kid, my dad wanted to put on this perfect front, and if I wasn't behaving perfectly, especially when there was an audience around, it would bite me in the ass later, because I knew that I was going to get yelled at later and get called a piece of garbage, and just him saying that I'm not good enough. And that still affects me to this day, and it's okay that it affects me. I have to destroy the timeline. Like, it could have happened yesterday, it could have happened years ago. Like, it's going to affect me because it hurt. It hurt, and it's okay that it hurt. Let's figure out how to handle it. I've come so accustomed to just pretending that everything's okay that when things aren't okay, I can't accept that, and I can't let that show, because, oh, I'm supposed to be this strong person that has gone through a lot, so I've learned from it, and I have battle scars, but it's only made me stronger. You can be strong and still have bad days, and that's okay. Like, validate your emotions. It's okay that you have emotions. It's normal to have emotions, and there's always a reasoning behind it. So that's why you have to ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Because there's always a reason. You don't just feel things out of nowhere. There's always a reason behind it. And understanding that reason, at least for me, it helps so much to validate my own emotions and understand that it's okay that I'm feeling what I'm feeling. And all we have to do is learn how to handle it. Much easier said than done. Much easier said than done. And I'm still working on it, because today was probably the first time that I've acknowledged that I am avoiding my feelings and I'm trying to fight them away, and it's not healthy, and I'm working on it. So, yeah. So, how are you guys? Guys, I am so disappointed. I bought Billy Joel tickets to see Billy Joel in May. I love my shoddy Billy Joel, but he postponed the concert an entire year. I'm going to see Billy Joel in July of 2026. Dude, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna make, the wait is gonna be so worth it, but oh my god, I was so hype about this Billy Joel concert, but now I have to wait an entire year, which is just so great, but it'll be worth it, so. But I'm seeing Grace Anger in concert on Friday, and I'm actually so excited about it. It's going to be so much fun. Let's get on to book of the week. I'm currently reading... Okay, also that's another thing. Let's jump back into the topic. I have been kind of just coming home from work and rotting in my bed, scrolling. And that is so fucking weird for me. Like, I have not gotten into that habit in a really long time. And now it's just, oh, get home and scroll. No. So I had to delete Instagram again, because for a while, like when I first re-downloaded Instagram, I would just have the app to make posts, and that was about it. Like, I would delete it after I made a post because I didn't want to fall back into the pattern. But then for a while, I wasn't having that pattern, so I just kept the app on my phone, and I wouldn't use it all that much. Like, I really would only use it to post, and what I would scroll on him for maybe 10 minutes a day. Like, I'm not even lying about that. But now it's addicting. Dude, we know this. Social media is addicting as fuck. But I had to delete Instagram again, and I've set a boundary with myself. I'm only gonna download it for my monthly photo diary recap, but some habits they come back, and it takes a lot to kick them. So, I don't know why. Oh, yeah. Scrolling. So I've been in a reading slump. So this book, it's good so far. So it's getting me back into the reading grind. It's called The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. And if you don't know the whole Eight Passengers lore, I can't even explain it to you. Like, just look it up. It's fucking insane. I grew up watching family vloggers because I hated my house and I just wanted to have some sense of normalcy, so I would watch families online, and Eight Passengers was a part of that rotation, and I used to just go home from school so excited to watch the new Eight Passengers video. And like the things that go on behind the scenes that you would never expect, it's crazy. It's insane. Um it's very insightful, and it sheds a lot of light on kids that grew up being filmed, and no one knew the impact that vlogging would have on children. Like, you're kind of exploiting your children to the world, and people have their opinions about them, and these children are able to read those opinions through the comment section, and that's not a great feeling for a child, especially if there's hate comments or shit like that. It's just very insightful. I'm really liking the book so far. So, oh my gosh, also, update. I'm so excited about this. Like, this, I could cry. So I think like 4 months ago, hey, I have no sense of time actually. This could have been like 3 years ago. No, it definitely wasn't. I don't know. I found a Walkman at the thrift store, but it wasn't a Sony Walkman. And I've been scavenging for a Sony Walkman, and I finally got one, and I am so excited about it. It came in the mail on Saturday. I've been using it nonstop ever since. And look, I got these cute little headphones. Aren't they so cutie? I love them. Little shit like that. Just little boosts of dopamine, keeping me going. Songs of the week. This is a good bit because I haven't done an episode in like 2 weeks. See You in Hell by Nora Kelly Brand. Brand? I feel like that's supposed to say band. I really don't feel like looking, but I feel like band is the correct word. Dreams by the Cranberries. I Melt With You by Modern English. Say It Back by Matilda Mann. Also, Matilda Mann's new album is really good. I'd recommend listening to it. Don't Stand So Close to Me by The Police. I Don't Want to Be Alone by Billy Joel. Sometimes a Fantasy by Billy Joel. Runaway by Bon Jovi. Ruin by Grace Anger. And Love Will Find Me by Grace Anger. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I really appreciate you. I'll be back soon. So, yeah, remember that you're loved, you're valued, and you're appreciated in this world, and stop fighting your feelings away. Learn how to deal with them. It's a lot of hard work, but trust the process. So, yeah, I love you. Bye.